Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2022 as we continue our Journeyman Glory Hunter run, still in France with Bordeaux. This is the end of season review and the transfer special. Season obviously did not go the way we wanted it to, as you guys saw in the last episode, but it was still a good season. Let's get into the episode. All right, here we are for our end of season review. As you can see, we did pick up 3 trophies by the time the season was all said and done. We got the League One Uber Eats trophy, so we won the league twice in a row now. There's actually an achievement to win it 3 times in a row, or win a league title of like a major league 3 times in a row. And I guess I've never done it because we've always left after we've gotten the league title. This might be our chance to get us an achievement. We also got the Champions Cup. So, we beat Arsenal in the final. And we got the Trophée des Champions, which is, I think, the one where the league winner from this year plays the cup winner from last year. Is that what it was? It was the one at the beginning of the season. That doesn't really matter that much, but, hey, a trophy for the trophy cabinet. Can't complain too much. Just not the trophy that we wanted. Here are the ends that we got. Let's see here. Let's start at the bottom. Board is actually pretty happy with Bauer. I'm not so happy with Bauer. 6.6 average rating on 8 appearances. He just never quite picked up what we needed him to. He's still got some potential, though. He's only a 2-star player. Maybe we hold on to him. Maybe we don't. Maybe I give him a little bit another chance. We'll see. I haven't given up on him yet, necessarily. We didn't pay a lot of money for him, so we wouldn't be out a lot of money if we decided to send him on. We also wouldn't be out a lot of money if we just decided to keep him and just see if we could develop him or something. To be determined. Morales came in, 33 years old. He just came in to just give us a big lift as a solid player. What is it, 3-star? 3.5 star? Yeah, 3.5 star player. Solid player. Obviously, he's on a downhill trajectory with all of his stats at his age. 6.95, not a terrible rating, quite frankly. He played sufficiently enough, but Maffin played quite a bit better than him, and he was our primary. So Morales did get relegated to a backup role at some point. How did the board feel about that one? C+. Okay. Not the worst, not the best. Garcia came in. Board did not like this one. Only 8 million though. See, Morales was a lot of money. We paid a lot of money for Morales because I thought we could get a couple more years of incredibly good play out of him, and maybe we still can. I mean, again, 6.95 is not bad play necessarily, but when you compare it to some of the other guys, it's not nowhere near as good. In fact, he's by far the worst deal on this page right now, because even at 6.6 down here, that didn't cost us hardly anything. So Garcia comes in here. 6.99, so he almost got that 7. 35 years old. He's probably not going to be sticking around much longer. 3-star player. We played him. We played him for a while. 28 appearances, and then we decided to swap around and bring Silla in. And I actually think Silla played a lot better. So Silla probably will be our go forward. But if Garcia sticks around for another year, we'll use him as a backup. He's obviously good enough to play that for sure. If not, no big deal. He didn't cost us that much money, so that's good. Kutchienza actually played really, really well for us. I wish we could keep him, but Man City wants to give him a starting role, so we are going to have to find another person for that spot. 35 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7.05. Not too bad. Board is pretty happy with him. He obviously was definitely worth whatever money we put into it. And then Beltran. I actually was very happy with Beltran. Beltran really, really played well for us. Coming in here, 7.23 overall, 39 starting appearances, 6 goals, 11 assists, only 15 mil. Beltran is definitely going to be a good guy for our future. He's only 3 stars, but he's still improving a little bit, right? He's only 23 years old, so there's still potential he can improve a little bit. And a few stats, maybe not enough to get a star upgrade, but a lot of times, although the stars is related to who else we have on our team, to be fair. So he's a good solid player, and really can't complain. Anybody out that the board just really hated? Let's see, Varela, Oba, Suplas. Anybody here that? So Melon's is somebody that I could see the board not being super happy with that. A C there. Jensen a C. Mateus a C. Although he's 36 years old, he can't. There's no way he has that much time left ahead of him. Broyar 7.02 on his outing to Sporting CP. So C+ there. JP a C. They didn't really like that one too much. And then Omar, we traded him out recently. And then he went away and got a 7.35 rating on 19 appearances. He was doing only like a 6.3 for us. And then he went away and did 7.35. And that could just be the system. There was nothing necessarily wrong with him, but it could be the system. Also, Club Brugge would be, I mean, it's not like a nothing team, right? Fourth in Belgian Pro. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not quite as high a level team as, I think Belgium's what? Where is Belgium actually in the world of things? That's not what I wanted. Belgium. Let's see. Belgium. Well, their world ranking's third, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for their Pro League A. It is 13th. So yeah, I mean it's down there. It's down there actually with Russia. So, yeah, definitely not at our level, but not a terrible league. So I'm impressed that he did what he did. To be fair. All right, loans out. Anything here good? Neville still developing. Hopefully. How much more does he like? He might be a guy we can bring in. Quite frankly, what actually I forget what position he plays in. He's center back. He has center or right back. So some options there. Bring Neville back. Give him some first team experience. Kuruma. He's pretty far off of first team right now, and he might not ever develop into anything that we can ever use. And then Smirny, he's also, I mean, he's just not going to be. So it's fine. We got some work to do in the transfer. I definitely have some work to do. We got a couple older players that I don't think are gonna, at least one of them I expect will be moving on either this year or next. So I think we have some work to do. That left back position as well, for sure. But as you can see, first place overall, 6 points clear of PSG, 7-point goal differential, bump above them. Just really good, really good season. Quite frankly, really can't argue with it too much. I mean, we had a couple kind of weird losses. Renee, Havre here, RC Lens. I mean, honestly, some unexplainable losses. A couple draws that were like, really? Strasbourg? I think they were like 15th in the league or something like that at the time. 14th, yeah. So they're at 14th now. So they might have been 15th when I played them. So not the most amazing, dominant season in the world, but good enough, obviously. We did everything we need to do to be above PSG and Monaco and OM. I mean, those are the next four down. So not too bad. 19 goals for Kwasi. Can't complain too much. Obviously, European Championship. We lost to Chelsea. How did we win this one? We beat them at home. Oh, this is in group play, so this didn't matter. But then Everton, we did lose to them away by a goal, and then we went out and stomped them 4-1. And then with Hertha Berlin, we drew against them 2-2, and then went out and stomped them at home 5-2. So obviously we're really good at home. Manchester City did just enough, goal in each game, and then of course Arsenal, we got to beat them 2-0. So good run, and felt pretty good. Looks like Schmidt and Silla both tied for 6 goals. This is back when McAvoy was injured, and honestly, in a lot of these championship games, I was playing some rotation just because why not? So it's good to see Schmidt step it up. Schmidt is really starting to develop. We actually ended up playing him more striker than I meant to. I wanted to play him as a midfielder. I really wanted to develop that, but he stepped up into the striker role, and so maybe that's where he needs to be. French Cup, obviously, hugely disappointing. I mean, we stomped the 3 teams, but that didn't matter. It's just PSG. But again, it is PSG. So the board wasn't super unhappy with us because we did have a difficult draw, as they said. But still, that was the only thing we cared about. And then, of course, we beat AS Monaco in the, whatever they call this, Trophée de Champion. Moments to remember. Biggest win was against POW FC, 7 goals. We had a goal from Morel, a hat trick from Kwasi, a goal from McAvoy, a goal from Beltran, and a goal from Gilligan. And then match to remember was our game against Marseille here, 5-0. A brace from Kwasi, goal from Morales, goal from McAvoy, and a goal from Puda in this game. Pretty much anytime you see a goal from Puda, that is most likely a corner kick into a header there. So good stuff there. Goal of the season came from Elias, of all people, in this brace here. Elias, that's our right back. In a game against Rhyme here. I guess we'll go see this one. Why not? So there was a bunch of goals in this game. So let's go see what these are. Watch goals. The 80th minute goal was the Elias one, although he did score 2 in this game. So it'll be cool to see both of those goals come up here. Good goal. That was not the goal of the season. That was a good goal. That was bad play. That was bad play there from us. I'm glad we won this game because it looks like we made some bad decisions here and there. Very back and forth game. Oh wow, yeah, yep. That was beautiful. Wow. And then they draw it up in the 87th minute, and then we get something here at the very, very end. Was it McAvoy? I can't remember who it was. Yeah, right there you go. Took that. That could have been a draw. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered in the end. Obviously, we won by 6 in the league, but I mean, a draw could have made some difference somewhere. All right. Finances. I mean, we are. Oh wow, we are now officially a 5-star reputation club. We have gained up a half star. That is really awesome. I don't know if that gives us any new revenue. Could use a little bit more money coming in. But everything being green here is very awesome. Competition money. That Champions Cup run really helps out our finances a whole lot. Merchandise, Kouassi, McAvoy, Silla, Garcia, and Puda. Yeah. Garcia won. Yeah, I can't argue with it, but I think there's a couple other guys that could have taken that spot personally. How we lined up. Here is our team. Peterson. So look at this. Look how green this is. Everybody was playing so well this season. Peterson, obviously our main goalkeeper, of course. I mean, our only real goalkeeper. Nuruddin, 7.27. Elias, a 7.39. Both of our defense is so incredibly strong this season. Albert and Puda, both of them basically. It's a 7.6 average between the two of them. That's incredible. Maffin, our main guy that we started playing there after we felt like Morales wasn't really pulling his weight. 7.11. This is our main 3 starting lineup for sure. For the midfield, again, we had Garcia on the. Well, these are swapped because Cachienza plays on the right and Beltran plays on the left, but it's whatever. We had Garcia coming in for Silla for a while, and and once we pulled Silla in, he just did better. Cachienza played pretty much the entire season in this spot for the most part. He played, well enough. 7.05 is not extremely outstanding compared to some of these other guys, but it's good enough. So good stuff there. And of course, our 2 strikers, they're at a 7.7 average between them. Really great stuff. Really biggest issue there was some injury to McAvoy for a big chunk of the season, but he still pulled 24 goals. I mean, could you imagine if he'd played the 10 more games that Kouassi did? Kouassi was incredible, and McAvoy was only 2 goals behind him in 10 fewer games. That's insane. And both those guys are young, 25 years old and 22 years old. Unless we just can't hold on to them, we have these guys for very much. I mean, Kouassi, he could be here for a decade. I mean, I doubt we can hold on to him that long, but he could be here a decade. McAvoy's got at least 6, 7, 8 years ahead of him as well. There's some good stuff here, guys. I did get the League One Uber Eats Manager of the Season for, I guess that was last season. And Fans Player of the Season was Kouassi. Can't argue with that. Young Player of the Season was Kouassi. Signing of the Season was Beltran. Really like him a lot. Goal of the Season, Elias. We saw that one. Top goal scorer was Kouassi, again, with McAvoy just right behind him. Most assists was McAvoy. 14 assists from him. Didn't Kouassi have 13, I believe? Those two guys just incredible. Most Player of the Match awards, again, Kouassi. Highest average rating was McAvoy. And then most passes completed was Gordon. Gordon, really, of all people. He was our backup central defender. Competition awards. European Champions Cup Defender of the Season was Albert. Nice. French Champions Trophy Best Player was Peterson. Oh, that was the French Champions. That's the one we played against. It's Monaco at the beginning of the season. European Champions Cup, though, goalkeeper of the season was Peterson. Now, that's obviously more impressive. And the under 21 footballer of the year was Elias. Obviously, he's not that anymore. He's 22 now. But we've got him for many years to come if we can hold on to him. And then most overall goals by a player in a season was Kouassi. Most goals by a player in a match, 5 goals for McAvoy. Now, that 5 goals definitely helped him catch back up, to be fair. Most goals by a player in a league match was Kouassi, though, at 4. And then, of course, Kouassi with the most player of the match awards. Really, really great stuff from both of our strikers. Hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at our end-of-season award ceremony. A remarkable season for Bordeaux. Started superbly and never let up. They are deservedly champions. I would agree. Bordeaux dared to dream, and thanks to a great run way back at the start of the season, their dreams came true. Excellent, excellent stuff. Just missed the one trophy I cared about. But hey, we get to have some more time here at Bordeaux. I mean, really, besides the cup trophy, all we have left is the European, championship with England. So, and we've got a couple years to wait for that because we haven't even gotten to the World Cup. The World Cup is this coming summer. So, I mean, we got to do something while we're waiting around for England to get ready to do what it's got to do. But we still got to win it. This is the England team selection for Zimbabwe. We'll get back to that. I'll get to that later. Players inducted the overall best 11. Puda. Okay, so he's actually properly in the best 11. And Kawasi, not quite in the proper best 11, but he is on the backup right now. And there's definitely still time for him to make it up. He's, again, so young. He can definitely get into that spot, I think. Don't care about where they're at now because we weren't here then anyway. We just saw the season review. Overall performance. I mean, this is very typical for me. Nothing over here, everything over here. So that's exactly how my tactics always look. This is pretty similar to what we always see as well. Attacking, yeah. I mean, the dribbles per game is a little... I feel like I'm not sure if we're usually that bad there, but a lot of this looks very similar. Passing, we're not up here. We're usually up in this quadrant when we play as well as we did, but we're in the quadrant barely. And the possession, we're definitely up there in the possession side of thing. Oh, that's actually the wrong quadrant. This would be the good quadrant over here. I guess we win the ball, but we're losing possession. Good to know. Club vision expectations. So they want us to sign players or develop players using the youth system. We'll try. Play attacking football. We will try. Make the most of set pieces. It's a little bit challenging for us sometimes. Although we did do better as the season went on. So I don't know if we actually finished this in the last season. We'll check that here in a moment. Play high tempo pressing football. Work within wage budget. Yes, we will try. 3 years. Best youth system. Best youth system. Increase commercial revenue. I would love to. Anything specific about this? Just merchandising boost from players. Okay. So we want high reputation players. Okay. And they want us to win the trophy this next season and reach the semifinal of the Champions Cup. And they also want us to win the domestic cup 2 seasons from now, basically. Obviously, this is one we care about, so we will try. Just out of curiosity, just in case this overrides what we did this last season. Yeah, I was gonna say we did ultimately disappoint them in the set pieces. We didn't quite get there. We got some towards the end, but not enough. But obviously, it's not gonna matter. I mean, you get everything else. I don't think they're gonna care that much about one thing. So we'll just accept it. I'm not gonna negotiate anything. I don't really care that much. Dressing room atmosphere took a bit of a dip. It's not great. End of season team meeting. Which was this one about? This is no, I think we can do it next season. I don't know why we only have 8 players up here, but I guess the rest are at away for international play. So this is kind of a weird time to do a team meeting. I'm just gonna say later stages. Really? All right. Fair enough. Okay, we'll discuss stuff later because again, there's only 8 people here. What's the point? Team report. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything here to see or change. Break coming up. Where do we want to go for a training camp? I'd kind of like to keep it kind of local, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just going to go Switzerland. Minimize the travel so we can maximize the training. I mean, in real life, you'd probably go somewhere fun and exotic just because why not? But I'm trying to min-max a little bit. May not make a difference, to be perfectly honest. Player of the month, both Elias. Oh, I thought that was us for a second. I was like, I don't recognize this name. Elias was second, so just behind Didier Perron, something. Sure. League One Uber Eats goal of the month was from Elias. Congratulations. This is the Bordeaux. This is the European Champions Cup Dream Team. Okay. Schmidt made it in. Wow. Over both of our strikers. It shows you how much that I did some rotation. I just didn't play them as much. Beltran's in there. That makes sense. Noureddin, Elias Puda, of course, and Peterson. Yep. Makes sense. Still can't believe Schmidt. That's funny. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations, my friend. All right. So the squad, where are we? What are we looking at? What are we going to change? Anything like that? Because like I said, we have our work cut out for us. I mean, I got to go away and do some World Cup stuff, but I'm going to send most of that because I just don't care. Other than I want to keep my job with England, but beyond that, I don't care. Bauer, I need to think about. He still isn't fully developed, so maybe he can. Bellahoun, he needs to go. He needs to go because he didn't play poorly necessarily, but he just doesn't have, I don't think, what we're looking for. Not that a 2.5 star player, if he developed into that, would be terrible, but I think there's other players we can get for this. Is he worth something to us? I mean, we can get 8.5 mil for him. I mean, we get something. So we're going to go ahead and we have got him transfer listed. We've got him transfer value. Oh, the guide value is super low. Why is it so low? No, then we're not going to get hardly anything for him. We may end up keeping him. I don't know. Oh, he just tanked. Okay, well, we're dropping it down this way, this much. We're gonna keep him unless somebody just comes in for something really crazy for him. Morales and Garcia, they could stick around just as long as they want to stick around. I'm not gonna worry about them too much, other than the fact that they're probably making a lot of money. Yeah, they're both making 200K, so we would like to get some of that back, but they're not terrible players. They're just weren't as amazing as some of these other guys. Again, I wish we could keep Katsienza, but that's not going to happen. Really, anybody else, I think we're keeping most of the team around, quite frankly. There's really not much reason to change anybody else. I mean, Nicola, we know. Nicola, for example, this is kind of funny. Nicola is a 3-star player. We know that for sure because we've seen him as a 3-star player. But some of these other guys have been growing so much that it's throwing off our balance. And so now he looks like a 2.5 star player when he compared against our 4.5 star players we've got here. Star system is so funny. So we know he's a good player. So if anybody that's at 2.5 stars, if Nicola is good enough for us, which we know he is, then anybody that's at 2.5 stars actually is going to be fine. So honestly, this guy right here might be fine to keep around, especially he's not worth that much money. Should be good for a backup. All right, well, I'm going to go away and do some stuff and figure out what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. We don't have a lot. We have like hardly any money. We don't have much to bring in. I need to bring in like a guy maybe, and that's probably going to be the extent of it. We have a little bit of money in the wage that I can move around. So I can almost double this maybe, but it's tight right now. And so we'll see what we can bring in. It may be basically the same team next year. And honestly, this team was good enough to win the cup. We just couldn't get it together against. Oh, that was the thing I was going to show you. So we lost that game against PSG in penalties, and then the very next time we played PSG, we beat them 5-0. 5-0. So obviously, we know we can beat PSG. We just didn't beat them when we needed to, which is very disappointing. All right, I'll be back when there's something to talk about. All right, we are back. It is the end of the transfer window. Actually, it's the end of... We've already played one game of the regular season. I was trying to get set up to get one more person before I came back. Just didn't quite work out, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. Because we still technically have a little bit of money. Very, very tiny amount of money. But our wage budget is out of whack right now. So we got 20 mil in the transfer budget, but we're a couple $100,000 over here. I mean, I don't mind moving some stuff around, but I actually can't make any adjustments. So because I can't make any adjustments, I can't pay people a wage. So even if I could get them in on the transfer budget, I couldn't pay them a wage. So it's a little bit unfortunate. Maybe it'll work itself out at some point, but it is what it is. So where we stand right now, because actually I was going to get a guy in a loan, you know, where I could pay just a minimal amount, and I can't even do that because I can't pay his wage. So that is unfortunate. But where we stand right now, it's not great. Not super happy, but we'll go through this. So we did lose Gordon and Bellahoun. Those guys went out on a free. They just done an intercontract transfer, so they are gone. I then decided, and this is you're going to see very quickly that my decisions for doing this these two guys quickly changed once I couldn't really get anybody else in anyway. So we moved on Morales and we moved on Garcia. They weren't like amazing, and they were costing us a couple $100,000 euros per week. So I was like, maybe we can free up the wage budget, get somebody else in, pay them half that much, maybe pay them 130,000 euros, and ultimately come out on top. So Garcia, I'm pretty happy with the amount of money we got for him, to be honest. We paid 8. We've got 8.75 for him. Sounds pretty good. Morales, not as much, with one exception. We paid 60, and we sold him for 45. There's some conditionals on his, but I don't think those will come about since we don't have them anymore, right? So we paid 60, got 45, but we were going to save 12, 15 mil on his wage. So I was like, okay, it kind of sort of almost balances itself out if we're going to move on and get somebody else. It's not exactly, but it was kind of in my mind. If we can reduce the wage a bit, that can make up some of that gap there. So that was the thought process there. And then we just most recently sold Custodia, and he was going to be unhappy if we didn't sell him. That was I wanted to keep him. I really wanted to keep Custodia, but people wanted him. I didn't need somebody grumpy in the locker room. And so we actually got pretty good money for him. That's part of the reason why we have some money in the budget right now. But I have not been able to get into a position to get a replacement for him. So that's the problem that we're standing at right now. So who came in? Martin Allen came in. Definitely might be signing of the season. I don't know. Got him on a free, and he's obviously an extremely ridiculously good player, which is awesome. So we got him in here. He's actually already played pretty well. I mean, 7.4 in the first game. He actually played in a kind of a cup type thing, and he got a 7.4, I think, or 7.5 in that game. And I'll show you that here in just a moment. But, he's not been amazing, but starting off okay for us, so we'll see what happens. I mean, we got him, like I said, didn't have to pay any money out of pocket other than his salary, so that's pretty awesome. Kachienza, that's our big one. He came in on, we got him in permanently. Now, is he the most amazing player? No, but he's been playing really, really well for us. And it seemed like a decent enough idea to go ahead and pull him in. Pretty decent money. I mean, he can move up to a 3.5-star player. He's still really young. And honestly, we can probably sell him on in a year or two for quite a bit of money if we decide not to keep him. So I think it was a pretty good bargain for him. So that is that. So then here comes these two guys. Unfortunately, these two guys just basically replaced Gordon and Morales Morales and Garcia as far as the salary is concerned. Excuse me. But we did pay a little bit less for them than, what we were paying for Morales. So we got, it didn't cost us a lot of money. But Marinov comes in here, solid 4-star player. The big thing I liked about Marinov, and the reason I was like, okay, I'll pay a little bit of more money for him, and it's okay, is that he can play as a midfielder, he can play as a defensive midfielder, and he can play as a left back. That flexibility means we can technically have less players on our team because we have players that can move around and play different positions. So that is a big deal. But we are paying him 210,000 euros per week, which is a lot of money. So, and he's 34 years old. We'll see how far he lasts. But again, that's that replacement for the old guys that we had gotten rid of that were making a lot of money. He's a good player though, and he might bring in some t-shirt sales, things like that, give us some money that way. And then we bring in Costello. We've seen Costello before. And he can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play as defensive, he can play as a straight up a defensive midfielder or a central defender. He technically could probably get trained as a midfielder, but he's a little bit old to be trying to train as a new position. But again, guy who has a lot of flexibility, and that's part of the reason why I brought him in as well. So, extremely good player. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me. It wouldn't be Football Manager without the yawns, right? But yeah, that's where we're at. And as far as double check Marinov, solid player, about as solid as Garcia or Morales were. So maybe we should have just kept him. I don't know. Same thing with Costello, really solid player, probably a little bit better, honestly. So we'll see if he can pull through and do that for us as well. But here is the squad so far. So I've got Costello actually playing as defensive midfielder. Yeah, he's basically our best defensive midfielder. So that's part of the reason for that. And so I've got him playing as defensive midfielder. I got Alan playing on the left. Now, Alan would probably prefer to play in the middle or the right. But he can play either foot, so that's the reason why I've got him on the left. And he's actually played so well so far there. Obviously, his ability to play in the middle might help us here since we have an opening here. But again, there might be a lot of kind of mix and matching rotation stuff here. And then, of course, Marinov, I'll get him playing as a midfielder right now. But again, he could shift around a little bit as well. Our backups on our strikers are pretty low. Valley, you know, we've seen Valley play. He can do some things. Vasseur, actually, I think Vasseur is better than his star rating shows. He's just technically a winger. And we're trying to retrain him as a striker. So I think he'll be okay. But we will see. Excuse me, I guess I should get the guy who can actually rate people better. But yeah, that's our team so far. Right now, we just got out of a game. We got a couple injuries, unfortunately, which, you know, good thing we got some guys that are flexible in those spots. So we'll be able to do some stuff there. But as far as the schedule, we did just win against Angers SCO. We did lose in the Trophy to Champions this year against PSG, but it went to penalties. So obviously we could hold our own against them, I think. It's just unfortunate that we lost in the penalty shootout, which, you know, that's how we lost in the cup game last year. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Guys, yeah, I apologize. I'm just trying to get through this. We do have the Euro Super Cup coming up here in a few days against RB Leipzig. I think we'll do okay in that game. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, the first game you guys are going to see is going to be this unknown game down here in December against in the French Cup. That's all we care about right now. Oh, big news. You guys might notice a different flag up here in the top left-hand corner. We got sacked by England because we did not make it very far in the World Cup. We lost to Nigeria. No, Algeria. Algeria is who we lost to. Only by a goal, like a really late goal. And it was like an FMing. Like, we dominated that game big time. And then they just got a goal against us in the end. Those things happen. We know. It's unfortunate. I kind of expected to get sacked. It is what it is. But Italy actually won the World Cup. And then they had a job opening. And I applied. And they gave the job to me. So I am now technically as the manager of the best team in the world. Can this best team in the world in 2 years' time win that European Championship? Obviously, if we can't win it with the best team, well, as of right now, in Italy, then, I mean, obviously we're never going to win it because we're going to run out of time anyway, but we just may never win it anyway because, you know, we just can't do it. So we'll try. It's going to definitely give us probably our best shot of doing it. We've only got one more shot, so we'll see what we can do. But yeah, this is the beginning of our... Which season is this? This is the beginning of our... Lost track. 22nd season? Yeah, okay. So this is our 22nd season. So 22, 23, 24, 25. So we got 4 seasons left to get the cup here. And we've only got one more shot at the European Championship with Italy. So we got time to get these last 2 things. But we'll see. Anyway, that is it, guys. Let me know what you think about the team in the comments below. Again, if you say you shouldn't have gotten rid of Garcia and Morales, I'm probably going to agree with you, especially if all we did was just trade them in for some guys that are kind of the same. Maybe a slight improvement. We'll see. But we did improve the team. We did. We definitely did. I mean, Allen is a huge pickup. But, you know, there's a couple areas that, you know, would have been nice to improve better than we did. So we'll see. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.